Greetings everyone, this is Danny from harrtravel.com, your Norwegian cruise experts, and today I'm on board the beautiful Norwegian Bliss. This incredible mega ship has something for every single member of the family. It's not only just a beautiful design, but has some unique features that are designed specifically for Alaska and all the other scenic destinations that this amazing ship visits. Now we're going to tour every single public space here. We're going to start right up on the top deck. Before we do, keep in mind when you're ready to book your next room with Norwegian, make sure you do it right on harrtravel.com. You can take advantage of our interactive deck plans to pick the perfect room or suite for you, your friends, family, or group at an incredible value, and get the Harr Travel signature service every step of the way. Now keep in mind, we are also Norwegian Haven experts. We know those spaces inside and out. We've got all the rooms and suites from this incredible ship on our channel for you to check out. We'd love to assist you booking your vacation of a lifetime. Now let's tour this incredible vessel. So we're starting one deck above the pool. This is actually the jogging track that I'm standing on right now. It's best used earlier in the morning or later in the evening. You see they have lawn chairs all the way around here where you can sit, take advantage of the incredible views. Now you're gonna have two hot tubs over here. You're gonna have the mirror image over on the other side as well. These cantilever over the side of the ship so you get even more incredible views. You can imagine how spectacular that would be in Alaska. You've got a shower right here with a large rainforest shower head, same as on the other side as well. And you're starting to see the first of the two water slides. Now this particular one is a raft slide and it can accommodate 2 passengers. I love doing that. I've done it with my daughter. We've had a great time. You've got the structure entrance on the other side there. And then right below it, you're gonna find the pool deck. So tucked in the corner is the kids zone. My daughter absolutely loved it when we were on board just a couple years ago. You can see they have a waterfall feature there. They've got a couple different slides. They've got a net crawl where you can crawl up, very similar to what the slide would be. Basically, it's an enhanced splash pad. You're gonna have another pool right next to it. You'll notice that they do have all of the life jackets. If there's any question at all, by all means, safety is the top priority. Make sure that you utilize those. And then you have another pool right at the front with the beautiful bear sculpture. Once again, you're gonna see a lot of themes that are tied to Alaska, not just from the hull art on this incredible ship, but also throughout the ship as well. Now all around down there, you're gonna find chairs looking at the massive screen. So if you want to watch some football on Sunday, maybe the Super Bowl, it's a perfect spot for that. They'll also do some first run movies. They'll mix and match the entertainment throughout. So the pool deck also is converted into a party zone, especially when they do the white night party here on board. You can hear the band, I'm sure. They've got an awesome band called Familiar Strangers that are on right now. They're tucked over there in the corner, rocking out a little bit. I've got those beats going. I am so ready to sail away on this incredible vessel. Now also up from here, you can see Waves Bar. That's one of the primary bars down there in the pool. You got a nice wraparound area that you can sit. And you also have the pool bar on the far side as well. Now let's explore a bit more. Now I switched over to the starboard side of the ship. I wanted to show you this incredibly unique feature here. It's the Ocean Loops water slide. So it's one of the few water slides that's cantilevered off the side of the ship, but it's really a next level option. So you can see all the way up on the top there, that's where you're gonna enter. And from there, the bottom drops out. So you immediately head on down. You're gonna come and loop not just once, but twice over the side of the ship. You can see the clear plastic tubing there. It's such a really cool feature. In fact, I did that on the inaugural and I've done it several more times here on the Bliss. It is a ton of fun. So as we continue further along, I wanted to point out this is the entrance for the Aqua Racer water slide. So that's the double tube slide that I was talking about just a few minutes ago. You're gonna have a shower here that you can utilize for both the water slides. And from here, you can get another angle of that incredible start to the Ocean Loops water slide. This is where you're gonna head on out. So if you do have kids that are utilizing it, you can come down here and meet them. Or of course, just go on it yourself. My dad absolutely loves it. I couldn't get him off it when we were on the Joy just a few years ago. So as we continue further along, I wanted to point out that you have more of the jogging track. So we've looped around. Just in front of me is the American Diner. We'll take you there in just a bit, but I want to head up to one of the most unique features on any cruise ship in the world. That's the Norwegian Bliss Speedway. Let's head on up. So now we're up on the upper level of the Speedway. You can see here the track behind me, and just on the far side, you can actually see the ramp coming up from down below. So it's a 2-level speedway, something that Norwegian patented. They brought on board the Norwegian Joy for the first time. each and every evolution. This is quite a bit bigger than the Joy. The Encore is even bigger than the Bliss Speedway. It has been so incredibly popular, even making a 3-level one on the Norwegian Prima. We can't wait to see that. Now, the way that it works is you do need to sign up for it. It is an additional cost. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna go with usually about 10 to 12 other drivers or so. So you're gonna sign up, of course, so you gotta take care of the waivers and everything along those lines. They're gonna give you a hood, and then you're gonna put your helmet right on top. Now, at the very beginning, it's gonna go slow. They have them governed down. All they have to do is click a button, and then you can go full speed. And the idea behind it is to get the fastest lap. It's not about winning each and every time. It's about getting the fastest lap of the entire group. I gotta say, I've done it a few times. Taylor usually beats me though. It is what it is. But you can see up here, there is quite a bit of space that it covers. It's the whole back third of the ship. It wraps around, and then it's gonna go down on the far side, come all the way around, and then you'll head back up. Now you're gonna start and finish one level behind me. The start is gonna be on the port side. So that's where you're gonna go when you start. You'll actually check in just behind here. And then when you finish, it's gonna be on the starboard side right here. But can you imagine being on the very top of a cruise ship? You're up here, not just 17 decks, not just 18 decks, but 19 decks all the way up here on the top of the ship, racing around in the middle of Alaska, in the Panama Canal, Hawaii, the Caribbean, wherever it is that this incredible ship goes. You can say that you raced on top of a cruise ship. Now, those of you who know me know how much I love miniature golf in general, especially on a cruise ship. It's one of those activities you can do anytime. It's complimentary, it's family friendly, and you can also make a pretty fun competition out of it. Now, we're tucked just behind the Speedway. It's actually a great location to check out the Speedway as well too. And then down below us is actually Spice H2O. We'll get there in just a minute. Let's check out and see if I still got it, or if I ever did, I don't know. Yep. I hear that sound a lot when I golf. All right, let's see what we got here. A little chicken left on the bone. You think, Taylor, am I gonna get a par? I don't know. Par, there we go. All right, let's try this par 2. That looks a little unique there. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting a par on that one. Gotta bounce it in. Here we go. Nope. I seriously think that should be a par 3. You knew a bogey was coming. Now, all around the pool deck, they're gonna have different games that they'll set up for you. You can participate those and you'd like, and one of my all-time favorites is ping pong. I played so much ping pong on cruise ships, whether it's a tournament or just having a great time. I remember my first cruise with my wife. I think we played for hours each and every single day. Of course, we're just starting to date, had a lot of great conversations, and might have lost a ping pong ball or two, but any which way. All right, let's see, Taylor, we still got it? All right. Now, all the way up on deck 20 is where you're gonna find laser tag. Now, I was a child of the 90s. I was a teenager during the 90s. We played a lot of laser tag. Taylor and I both did, and we absolutely loved it. And so this brings back all kinds of nostalgia and fun, which to me is what cruising is all about. So here's where you're gonna get your guns. This is the team base there. They've got the big screen that's gonna keep track of everybody's scores because, of course, it is a competition. As soon as you head in, you're gonna find sensors like this wrapped all the way around. So this is where you can get those bonus points. You can also charge up there. They've got another one over here over the Alien. In fact, that looks, well, speaking of the 90s, looks a little bit like my ex. She's doing well. All right, let's continue along here. Now, as we wrap around, you can see there's lots of different paths to take. In fact, I think I'm gonna head up the stairs here. Mind the head, of course. And then as you go around, you can see you can hide down below all kinds of different places there. You're never gonna get me here. All right, there we go. And then as you continue along further, you've got a ton of places to hide out and team up. This is one of those great spots because you can put a team member, one behind you, you in front, and then you guys can really take advantage of all of that. Now, as we head further in, you can see more of the storyline here. So here is all of the different astronauts. You've got more of those sensors back here as well. But what you can tell is that it is truly a really large space. This entire space on the Encore is the Vibe Beach Club. I love that they've used up that space here because it is such a cool option to have here on board. Now to continue further around to the other side, you see you've got more of these sensors all the way around here. You're also going to have the projection lights as well. And then as we continue on to the other side, you're going to see the other team base. So this is team base 2. So one team's going to start on this side, the other team's going to start on the other side, and there you go, game on. Now, one other thing that I wanted to point out as a cool feature is right at the front of laser tag. I'm just going to step over this here really quick. Right at the very front, you actually have a viewing platform that looks down on the pool deck below. So you can get some incredible views down to the pool deck. You can get another view of the Ocean Loops water slide, the Aqua Racer, and then of course the Bliss Speedway in the far distance. Now, if you have a friend or family member who's participating, or you just want to check it out, they're going to have these screens out here where you can see the different scores, but you can also see video shots from inside the laser tag arena as well. So now we're heading forward on deck 19. I wanted to take you to this kind of secret hideaway, if you will. So this is a public space. You're going to have really comfy loungers all the way around. Now on one side of it is actually the windows that look down towards the Haven Courtyard pool. So that's going to be for Haven guests only, but all of this is open to each and every single guest here on the ship. You're going to have double day beds, you're going to have these comfy loungers, of course full bar service. Over on the side you're going to have this hot tub as well. Now I wanted to point out the bar. Once again, this is a complimentary feature that you can utilize. Of course, the bar, you can take advantage of your beverage package. They've got the TV with some football on right now. You're gonna have some more incredible bartenders up here, keeping you smiling and laughing. And once again, they're gonna provide service for this whole area. There is a restroom up here. It is accessible as well. I wanted to point that out. And then we're gonna head into the Vibe Beach Club. Now the Vibe Beach Club is an adults only area. It does come at an additional cost, but it may just be worth it for you. Come on in and let me show you. Now, if you want to get a pass to Vibe Beach Club, my high recommendation is that you do it as soon as you get on board because they do sell out. You can purchase for the day or you can purchase for the entire cruise. So you're going to see a little bit more of what you just saw on the other side, but once again, this is more private access. There's going to be less people that can utilize this. So you've got cabanas on the side, first come, first serve. You've got more loungers looking out the side of the ship here, and then you're going to have the hot tub that's cantilevered over the side of the ship. Now from here, you can get a great angle of it. You're going to have more beach chairs all the way along. All the way on the back too, there's those extra padded ones so they're nice and comfy. They'll have the towels out there ready for you as well. And then you're also going to have another bar. So if you want to watch the game, you can do that. These are phenomenal bartenders. And then I just wanted to point out that right around the corner, there is another set of restrooms. So you actually have 2 up here on deck 19. So now we're at the American Diner. This is a specialty dining option. You can take advantage of it with the specialty dining package. And if you're in the Haven, you can actually dine here complimentary on boarding day. Now they're gonna have a wide variety to choose from. They've got delicious mozzarella sticks, loaded nachos. They even have lobster sliders that are really delicious. My favorite item on the menu is that crispy chicken sandwich. So they've got salads, they've got sandwiches, they've got burgers, all of your classic American fare. Now, as we head into the space, you've got tables for 2, 4. They can also put them together for larger amounts. You're going to have a full drink station here, so everything here is complimentary. Now, as we head further back, you're going to find the bar. They've got a full bar service, as you'd imagine here, and they make some incredible milkshakes. Now, those are an additional cost, or you can take advantage of the beverage package. So you're going to have the booth seating over here. You've got some high top tables. And then as we wrap further around, you can see they have that open kitchen concept. I love the idea that they have that. You can smell the food as soon as you walk in. You can see them preparing all of these delicious options. Now, as we wrap around, you're gonna have more seating up against the window, so you can check out those amazing ocean views. You've got tables for 2 and 4 along that side as well. And then at the bar, they also have a flat screen TV. So even if you wanna just grab a drink, you can take advantage of that without utilizing any of the specialty dining. Now, one of the NCL classics when it comes to specialty dining is Le Bistro. In fact, I have not been on an NCL ship if I hadn't had my escargot and then that incredible French onion soup and all of the wide variety of French menu options. They really dig into the classics here and they do a great job with it. Now, keep in mind, like all the specialty restaurants, it does come at an additional cost, or you can purchase one of the packages or take advantage of your complimentary ones that are included in your perks. Now, the space itself is meant to be modern French. So you've got a top tier here, and then there's actually a little walkway that heads all the way down a little bit further to the windows. Now, all along the windows, you're gonna have tables for two. Make sure you request that if that's something that you'd like to have. And then throughout the restaurant, you're gonna have booth seating. You've got tables for four, larger booths that they can put together. Basically, they can accommodate any size group that you'd like. Once again, this is gonna have a mix of those classic French and some contemporary French options here. You got to see they've got the Christmas tree set up for Christmas. You can see those beautiful decor all around the ship. And then I wanted to take you back to the front of the restaurant to the bar. So they're going to have a full bar here. They've got the espresso maker, and of course they can accommodate any of your needs with dining. But I wanted to point out that partnership that they have with Veuve Clicquot and Moet, because you can partner your meal with an incredible tasting of those champagnes and wines. If you upgrade to the Premium Plus beverage package, that is included as well for you. Now, in the very aft of the ship, you'll find Spice H2O, which is an adults only area. I love that they have that here on board, and it is complimentary. Now, on one side, you're gonna find this really nice large water feature. In Alaska, of course, it's nice and heated, so you can kind of walk through there. They've got different jets, rainfall showers up above as well. You're gonna have tiered seating that goes all the way down. So you're gonna have the chairs out here, the loungers. You've got another set. They've got the umbrellas. You can have those up or down if you want that extra level of shade. Now, at each corner, you're gonna have a hot tub. You can imagine that is a very popular place when you're going through the glaciers or any of the beautiful scenic places that this ship visits. And this whole entire area also converts into a nightclub. So you've got the full bar area up behind me there. They're gonna mix some drinks. Of course, the heart and soul of every cruise ship is the crew itself. Other than that, it's a beautiful space, but it's nothing without the crew, and they have some of the best bartenders in the entire business. They're gonna have a blast with you, keep you smiling, keep the drinks flowing, and really keep you entertained as well as having a drink. They've got a couple TVs up there. It's that perfect spot for watching NFL football like we've got going on right now. And then at the very front of it is a large stage, because this converts into a full nightclub in the evenings. Now, sometimes they'll do some family activities up here a little earlier in the evening. In fact, when my daughter was on board, they had like a kids glow party up here. And then later on, it transformed into a nightclub for adults. So you've got all the different lights, all the electronics. They also have screens that they can pull out, so you can take advantage of this entire space. Now, I also wanted to point out, tucked in the far corner is a smoking area. So it's one of the outdoor smoking areas. I love that it's kind of tucked over in the corner there. Perfect for those who want to utilize it. So now we're getting ready to head into the Haven. Now, this is the key card access only enclave here on board this incredible ship that's reserved just for suite guests. In there, you'll have the bar, the restaurant, all the incredible lounges, deck space, and pool. But keep in mind, you have to upgrade to a Haven suite to get access to that. Follow me on in as we check it out. Now, as soon as I walk through this hallway and I see the beautiful lounge in front of me, the concierge desk to the side, I know that I am home. The Haven on board the Bliss is truly something exceptional. Now, before we head around the corner, I did want to point out there's a restroom right here on the side. There's also a restroom on deck 18 and deck 19 as well. Now, as we head around the corner, you're going to see it really opens up here to the beautiful Haven lounge. You've got couches on either side. You also have chairs here in the middle. So you've got several different social areas. And of course, it's connected to the Haven bar. I'll get over there in just a second. But as we continue through, this is a perfect lounge space to meet other people, if you're meeting up with family members, or just to sit and relax. Now, it's just one of the several lounge spaces here in the Haven itself. So as we continue around to the side, you're going to see that you have tables and chairs here lined up down the middle. It's that perfect place to have a cocktail before you head upstairs to the Haven restaurant, or you head out to one of the incredible restaurants here on board. Now, my home away from home is not just the Haven, it's the Haven bar. They have the best bartenders in the business. They're going to get to know your preferences. In fact, well, I think he already knows my preference. We've got the gin and tonic on ice ready for me. Cheers so much, Milan. Thank you so much. They're going to get to know you, and they're going to take unbelievable care of you from start to finish. Now, you're going to have the beverage package included because you booked the Haven. Of course, you can upgrade to the premium beverage package if you'd like to take advantage of that, if you want to get all of the high top shelf options there. But I did want to point out they've got a coffee machine right here. You can utilize that if you'd like. And there's another complimentary one in the forward lounge. Cheers. Now, in the forward part of the Haven Lounge, you're going to find the stairway that heads directly up to the Haven restaurant. We'll head up there in just a minute, but I also wanted to point out that you have an elevator inside the Haven as well. It's going to go between deck 17 18 and 19. So if you're accessing the lounge, the courtyard, or the horizon, you can use that for 17. Up on 18, you can access your rooms or the restaurant, or you can take it all the way up to 19 to utilize the sun deck. Now, I did want to point out they have an accessible bathroom here. They also have one up on the sun deck area as well. And it's really nice if you're staying in the Haven and you have accessibility needs to have an elevator here to utilize. Now, as we head in to explore the Haven restaurant, I just wanted to point out you've got another beautiful lounge up here on the landing before you head in. And right here, you're gonna find the concierge desk for the restaurant. Now, the Haven is such an incredible inclusion. You can dine in here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. It's your own suite-only specialty restaurant. It really is elevated to another level, and NCL's continue to invest in the menus and the evolution of that product. Now, as soon as we get inside, you can see it is a beautiful and elegant space. You're gonna have all kinds of different table configurations. You've got tables for 2 all along the windows on the side. You've got larger tables for 4, 6, and 8 for families as well. Now, what I mean about having your own specialty restaurant, you can dine here every single day and you're gonna have incredible food choices. Of course, you can take advantage of the specialty restaurants that they have here on board the ship. That's one of Norwegian's signatures, and they do an amazing job with that as well. Right here, as we continue along, you're gonna see that they have a nice buffet area. So for breakfast, of course, you can sit, have a nice a la carte order off the menu breakfast, or you can also grab and go some items if you'd like, and you can also utilize that for lunch. Now, as we head further back into the space, you really get a scope of how big this space is. With each and every ship design, NCL's continued to take it to another level. This is the largest Haven restaurant. So you've got more of the 4 top tables, tables for 6 and 8. You see they also have the carts where they can do tableside preparation. And then you're gonna have an incredible wine menu to choose from. So if you are a vinophile, you're gonna love your time on board NCL, and even more so here in the Haven. Now, I love to dine outside, whether I'm in the Caribbean or whether you're in Alaska. It's a perfect option. Let's head outside and see what that's all about. Just aft of the Haven restaurant, you're gonna have the Haven restaurant patio area. So you can see out here, you have quite a few different options as well, tables for 2 and 4. It's completely covered, so you're away from the elements in that sense, but it also has the glass wrapped all the way around, and you've got those slats in the glass where you really get that breeze coming on through. So if you love to dine outside, I'd always recommend that you request dining out here. It's a really cool option. Now, you will get a little bit of the music and things that overflow from the pool area. For me, that's a fantastic add-on. Just forward of the lounge, you're gonna find the courtyard pool. Now, it is an absolutely massive space, especially dedicated to suite guests. Now, you're gonna have a ton of open air space. They actually have a magrodome up above that will open up. You can see there's 2 levels of windows up and down. Now, each of those is where you're gonna find the different room categories. So you've got those courtyard penthouses, you're gonna have the 2-bedroom villas, and then up on deck 18 in the very front, you're gonna have the deluxe owner suites. You can check out the videos on our channel for those suites and all the other rooms and suites here on board. Now, this space has a pool right down the middle. It's actually just big enough for a lap pool. And then right here you have a very shallow edge where you can sit in the chairs and put your feet in the water. It's a great place to sit, read, and relax. Now, along the sides, you're gonna have extra comfy furniture, and then you have these really nice loungers here in the middle. Now, I did want to point out that this is a family-friendly space. There's quite a few of those 2-bedroom villas that are in this courtyard area, which is a perfect fit for so many different families. Now, up a couple decks on deck 19, you can see the railway just up top there. So on top of that is where you're gonna find the entrance to the adults-only sun deck. So I love that they have spaces that are family-friendly and then also spaces that are dedicated to adults as well. Now, I mentioned right down the middle, you're gonna have the pool. At the very end of it, you have a beautiful water feature. And then off to the side, you're gonna have a jacuzzi hot tub. So I have guests, including my wife, who could go an entire cruise here on this beautiful ship and never leave the Haven space. You've got everything you need from the restaurant, the bar, the lounge, the sun deck, the pool. It's a really phenomenal combination. So now we're up on deck 19. What you're gonna see is you have a really nice seating area wrapped all the way around the courtyard pool. So you can see the pool down below. It's a great vantage point, and you're gonna have comfy reading chairs all along the front, and then all along the side here, you've got it interspersed with the loungers and the reading chairs. You'll notice there's cocktail tables as well, because they will provide service up here. Now from the top deck, you can get an excellent vantage point of the Magra Dome. So above that, it does open up completely. So if you have a beautiful day, they'll open it up. And it's also important to note that this is climate controlled. So you've got air conditioning and heating. So if you're in Alaska and it's a cooler day, they can warm up in here, or they can turn the air conditioning on depending on where you are in the world. As I head around the side here, you can get another vantage point. Just on the far side there, you're gonna have the elevator that goes between 17, 18, and 19. And then you're also gonna have the restroom over to the side. I love that you have that up here, because if you're hanging out up here or on the sun deck just outside, you can utilize that without having to go back to your room. Now we just stepped outside here on deck 19 and we're on the Haven sun deck now. Now this is 16 and up. I love the fact that you're gonna have family space inside, but you also have this adults only space here outside as well. You've got a ton of seating and you're positioned at the very top front of the ship. All along the wall there, you're gonna find the cabanas. Those are first come, first serve. There's no additional charge involved. And then you have these extra comfy loungers. And if you pay attention to that, they're really thick and padded. They've got those comfy towels. And of course, you're gonna have full service out here as well. Right along the side, you've got these day beds for two, some more loungers on the far side as well. And then of course, they can put the umbrellas up or down based on your preference. Now, this is an incredible place for views. It's also a nice, relaxing place to get away from every wonderful thing that this ship has to offer. I love the combination of both. You can head out and take in an amazing show. You can go take in a Beatles show, all the different bars and restaurants, but you can also come up here to your own private haven. Now you've got a hot tub right here as well. I was in that very hot tub as we were going through the glaciers in Alaska, and it was absolutely incredible. In fact, when we were in Alaska, I kind of went between the different lounges and then up here on the sun deck as well. Now facing out the very front of the ship, you're gonna have some more nice, really comfy loungers looking out to the front. And then as we head further along, you're gonna have this bar style seating. So you can sit here in the chairs, you've got a cocktail table here, and you're looking out at the most incredible views out the front of the ship. Now you'll see that this angles up here. This is actually the top of the Horizon Lounge. So you get all that incredible sunlight coming in from the top. Now as we continue along, we're actually gonna make a giant U and wrap around the other side. So in the front on this side, you're gonna have these really nice day beds. You've got 3 right here looking out the front, 2 looking out the side as well. And then as we head around the corner, you can see basically you have the same thing on this side that you did on the other. You've got a shower with the really nice large rainforest shower head up above. You've got another one of those hot tubs there where you can take in those incredible views or just sit and relax. And then as we continue along the space, you're gonna see you've got more of these cabana style seating up here, loungers all along, and then the loungers looking out the side of the ship. Now I did want to point out that something that NCL has done throughout this ship that I really appreciate is the glass actually has openings in it. So you get that wonderful windbreak, but you can get a nice breeze that's flowing all the way through. As we head all the way forward in the Haven, you're gonna find the Horizon Lounge. Now to me, this is the true game changer. You can see there is a massive amount of space in here to spread out. Now this ship was specifically designed for Alaska. You'll see from the art on the ship itself, on the hull, or everywhere throughout the ship, there's special and unique spaces. Not just for the Haven, we'll get to the observation lounge in just a bit. But in here you can see this is that perfect place to take in the most incredible views wherever it is in the world that you're sailing. It wraps all the way around. So you're gonna have windows on either side. Right in the middle behind me there, you're gonna have a setup for food. So you're gonna have a continental breakfast in the morning. It'll kind of evolve throughout the day where you have appetizers and then small bites in the evening as well. You also have an espresso and cappuccino maker that is complimentary. You can utilize that anytime you'd like if you're staying in a Haven suite. You're gonna have teas, hot chocolates, and then they also have some candies and fun things there where they'll do like an ice cream bar as well. So that's yours to utilize anytime you'd like. And then as we head further into the space, you can really see what it's all about. There's a lot of social spaces in here. You've got the really large, extra comfy couches. I really like that they've dedicated a lot of time and energy and thought into the comfort of the passengers. You can see that in the furniture in here. You've got these beautiful chaise loungers all the way along the front. You can imagine sitting here, whale watching or being in the glaciers. And then on either side, you have these really nice, large wraparound couch spaces. The decor in here really reminds me of Alaska as well. You've got the wood stumps over there that are the coffee tables. So those are absolutely beautiful. And then as we head around the side, you can really see all the different color palettes. You've got a tree right here in the middle. You've got the upper deck there. We'll take you up there in just a minute. And of course, it's getting ready for Christmas. So they've got the beautiful Christmas tree up as well. Now, this was my favorite spot to utilize on our last Haven cruise. I'd come up here, have a cup of coffee. I also would sometimes do work up here. I hope you don't have to work on vacation, but I do when I'm on a cruise ship. And one thing that I really like is they've put in charging stations here. So you have chargers on either side that you can utilize. And then as we head further around, you can see the other side. It's identical to the other wing of the ship. You can see that you're going to have chairs, a little more intimate, tucked in the back there, more of the chaise loungers on either side, and then you also have more chairs along the front to take in the incredible views. Now, I just wanted to point out that door right there, that'll open up and head into the hallway. You can also utilize the hallway on the other side. So if you're staying on deck 17 in one of those courtyard penthouses or the 2-bedroom family villas, you can access this lounge quickly from there. I'd love to get up in the morning, come make a coffee, relax here while the others slept in our party. But if that's your special place to be in the morning, coming out here and enjoying it, the Haven is a perfect match for you. So we just headed up the stairway to deck 18. So you can access from a stairway in the back, or you can come right up through the lounge here. Now, all the chairs along the front are set up to take advantage of those incredible views out the front of the ship. Yet again, another amazing place to be if you're cruising through the scenic parts of our world. Now, if you're staying on deck 18, you've got the hallways on either side just through there. So whether you're in one of the owner suites, the 2 bedrooms, or the courtyard penthouses, you can come out here and basically utilize this as an extension of your living room. So you see you've got these seats here facing out. You've got really comfy couches and love seats here, a perfect social space. And then further back, you've got extra comfy couches as well. They've got a full library. Most of those are reference style books where you can learn about the places that you're visiting. Or of course, they have other books that you can borrow and utilize while you're staying here on board. I also find that this is a fantastic space to take advantage of board games. So maybe if your family's like mine, you can set up a game here and really have a great time. This is generally a quieter space. This is one of those spaces where you can really see the evolution of the product. On the Escape, this was rooms. On the Joy, this was originally the High Rollers room. They have converted it, but it's closed off. This was the first ship where they really opened up all of this so that you have the incredible 2-story lounge, the windows out the front, the windows around the side, and then this beautiful platform up here for viewing and relaxation. So now we're getting ready to head into the Garden Cafe. Now the Garden Cafe is the casual buffet here on board. There are bathrooms just outside, and then you also have hand washing stations on either side here as well. Now, as soon as we get in, I wanted to point out one of the beverage stations. So you'll find some of these outside, you'll find them around the ship. This is all complimentary options here. So you've got water and ice. You've got these infused waters. I love that they have them. So right now they have strawberry kiwi, tropical mango, lemonade, and iced tea, but they'll mix and match throughout the time. So for breakfast, you're gonna have apple juice, orange juice, all your favorites, and then it'll kind of evolve throughout the day. You've got coffee and tea right here. In fact, my daughter always loves to stop by and grab some hot chocolate. So you've got the hot chocolate there to utilize as you'd like. You've got more of the coffee and tea stations. And then over here, you can see you've got a wide variety of Lipton teas, both herbal and caffeinated. More of the hot chocolate here as well. Now on either side, this is where the seating is going to start. So there's seating wrapped all the way around. You can picture this as a giant horseshoe. And what's unique about this is it's actually in the front of the ship. So I usually say go all the way to the back because on boarding day, when it gets a little bit busy, that's the perfect spot. On this ship, it's actually go all the way to the front. So you can see the seating over to the side here. And then as it wraps around, I'm going to point out the most important part of any ship, the soft serve ice cream. But keep in mind, this isn't the only soft serve ice cream. It's got a cousin over on the other side and brothers and sisters in the very front as well. Lots of soft serve makes this guy a really happy guy. So as we wrap around the corner, once again, it's going to be different throughout the day. So they're just getting set up for lunch right now. This turns into the hamburger bar. So you're going to find all your favorite classics, hamburgers, hot dogs. They'll grill them up right there. You got your French fries as well. And then as we continue further along, looks like they're going to have some potato salad out here, different salad varieties, Caesar salad. Hello, how's it going, guys? And then you're also going to have one of the most important stops, the pizza station. So they're going to make their pizzas fresh right here. You can see the pizza ovens tucked just behind there. They'll have them out here, and then once again, a little bit of soft serve happiness right over to the side there. Now as we wrap around, I wanted to point out a very, very important spot. You're going to have soups, and then on the opposite side is the ice cream. I got ahead of myself. I'll take you over there in just a second. So we're going to head around here. You've got your salad bar set up here. So they'll have that set up to mix and match. You can have them make a salad for you, or you can make one yourself. And then as we continue further along, you're going to find the desserts and ice creams. So in addition to soft serve, they do have complimentary ice cream here on board. They usually have 8 varieties here, sometimes sorbets as well, especially if you can't do the dairy. I always have my butter pecan. It makes me super happy and reminds me of my grandpa as well. Now on the other side, I just wanted to point out that they do have a self-service wine station, so this does come at an additional cost, just in case you want to utilize that. Now, as we've been walking all along the side, you're going to have seating there. They've got tables for 2, 4, 6, larger tables that they can put together. And then, of course, you're going to have incredible ocean views looking out to the side of the ship. Now, as we head around, I'm just going to turn around the corner here. What you're going to see in a minute, it's going to be redundant on both sides. So all along here, you're going to have the different hot entree stations. And on the other side, you're going to have more of the dessert and ice cream. I love how much space they have dedicated to desserts. Well, frankly, they knew I was coming, so I really appreciate that. So you're gonna have more of the hot entrees. This is where you're gonna have your egg stations in the morning, so you'll have omelets made to order. Once again, that's a complimentary feature. They'll do different egg dishes, and they have it on the other side as well where the burger bar is. Continuing along, you've got the pasta station. I love that you can always get pasta made to order. So they've got white sauce, red sauce, different kinds of pastas. You tell them exactly what you like, and they'll make it for you right here. They'll also have some different meats. Looks like you're gonna have salmon here, and then turkey piccata in just a few minutes as well. And then you have another soup station. So what you're gonna see is a lot of redundancy and a lot of areas spread out. Now before we head further back, I just wanted to point out they have high top seating all in the middle here. So you've got quite a few different seats here. It's really beautiful with that contrast. You've got that bright red color. And then on the other side here, you're also gonna have more seating. Now we're heading further forward on the ship. Once again, that's unique about this buffet. Quite a few other ships, it's gonna be in the back. Right here, you're gonna have fruit stations, another dessert and ice cream station. Sad that I know that, but we'll just give you a few varieties here. You've got chocolate, vanilla, sugar-free chocolate, strawberry, dulce de leche, green tea, rum raisin, and an all-time favorite, rainbow sherbet. So you can see the kind of variety, and then they also have butterscotch and chocolate sauce, so you can make that hot fudge sundae. Now this is my happy spot. I love the idea that they have incredible Indian food. They have some of the best Indian chefs in the entire world here on board the ship. And this entire space is dedicated to Indian food, lots of different varieties. In fact, when I was on this ship last, I dined here each and every single night on board. They mixed and matched, and every single one did not disappoint. Kudos to the chefs, they do an unbelievable job. Thank you, sir. Ooh, can we stay? No? All right, we'll finish the tour. I'll come back for my Indian food in just a minute. Now, as we head further forward on the ship, you're gonna have more seating all along the sides here. So you've got a ton of seating options for you. This is where I usually head on boarding day because it does get a little bit busy further back. You see you have another beverage station. There's one on the other side as well. So there's 4 separate beverage stations in here. And then in the back, you're gonna have the deli. So they'll have different kinds of, rotisserie chicken. You can see that that's set up for a rotisserie there. They'll have sandwiches and things like that made to order during the day. And once again, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they're gonna mix and match that as you go. Now I'm gonna head right around the corner here just to point out that you've got more of the special spots, right? You got this incredible soft serve ice cream. There's 2 more here. There's 1 on either side. You also, in the middle here, you're gonna have a full bar setup. So this is kind of a secret bar, if you will, that's back here. They will provide bar service throughout the entire area. So back here, you're gonna have the fresh squeezed orange juice, the espresso. Now keep in mind that's not included in the standard beverage package, but you can pay for the Beverage Plus package if you like the Premium Plus to upgrade. It's about $35 a day with tips, and that's gonna take you to the top shelf. So you're gonna get pretty much everything that they offer here on board, phenomenal quality of champagne, also wines and top shelf liquors. And then that's gonna include the bottled water, the fresh squeezed juices, and the specialty coffees up here. It doesn't include Starbucks. We'll get there in quite a bit further on down the tour, but I just wanted to point that out, that these are an extra cost unless you upgrade the package, but you can also pay a la carte, and it's not that much more. Now I mentioned that this is at the very front of the ship, which makes it incredibly unique because of the amazing ocean views. Usually this real estate is reserved for some of the top suites in the entire industry. So you can see here there's a ton of seating. So it wraps all the way around, making that large horseshoe. You're gonna have high top seats back here. You've got tables for 2, 4, 6. They'll also put them together for larger family groups. In fact, my family had Thanksgiving. We put several of the tables together here. It was great because the kids could be kids here, not disturb anyone else. We had a great time. And because you're at the very front of the ship and they've left it open, you're actually looking down on the observation lounge below, and you get those incredible views out the front of the ship. So you have a 2-story view there, views all the way around, and a ton of fast casual options to choose from. So now we're headed into the Mandara Spa, and it's one of the best spas in the entire industry. It's absolutely massive with a thermal suite. They also have quite a few different options. We're gonna take you through all of them. Now right here is the lobby. This is where you're gonna start out. You can come and make spa appointments right here. They can take care of all those details, answer all the questions for you. And on boarding day, you definitely wanna head on up and you can take a tour. So So right to the right, you have the acupuncturist. It's one of those features that they have here on board. I love that because I use it for pain management at home. You can do that here on board as well. So you've got a nice seating area. You can see some of the retail. A lot of people do purchase spa retail options here on board because it is duty free, like all the other shops. Now let's check out a few of the spaces. First up is the barber shop, and this is a beautiful space and it's incredibly functional. So they've got a couple chairs over there as a waiting area. You've got 2 chairs here. They can do all kinds of different things for you. You can get a shave, you of course get a haircut, and I love the idea that they even have TVs built into the mirrors there so you can watch the game while you do it. They have a wide variety of facials as well. So if you want to pamper yourself, that's a perfect option for that. Now directly across, you're going to find the full service salon. They partner with Caristis from Paris to have some of the highest quality products in the business. You've got quite a few different options here. So you've got the chairs that are lined up looking out at the incredible ocean views. Each one of them is a station. So you can get a revolutionary hairstyle. You can get something completely new, or of course you can just get ready to go out and enjoy your incredible evenings here on the ship. Next up, you're gonna find the manicure station. So there's 4 of them right here. Once again, taking advantage of those incredible ocean views. And then as I continue further along, you can see a bit more of the retail. And here you're gonna have the stations for pedicures. This is my favorite setup in the entire industry. In fact, I had one right here in this very chair the last time we were on board. You've got a full massage chair here. You have your own separate area, looking out and taking advantage of those incredible views. And the basin is even big enough for my size 15 feet. So you can see here in the salon, there's lots of different ways to pamper yourself. Now we're heading into the thermal suite. We just passed the locker rooms. They have separate locker rooms for gentlemen and for ladies. In there you've got showers and of course lockers where you can change. Now as I enter the space, you can see it is absolutely stunning. Some might say it's completely blissful. I love what they've done with the entire spa experience here. Now keep in mind, if you have a spa balcony, a spa mini suite, or a spa haven suite, you're gonna get complimentary access throughout your entire stay. If you don't, it is something that you're gonna book as soon as you get on board the ship because it will fill up for the full week. Now on the far side, you're gonna have your hydrotherapy pool. You've got the bubble loungers in the corner. They have all kinds of different jets that you can utilize. I love the one in the middle. It's perfect for the back. I've had some back issues and really being able to soak and concentrate on those knots is really nice. I do love that they have the accessible lift here. There's a couple other accessible features I'll point out as we go, but that's a really nice touch from Norwegian. You've got your jacuzzi hot tub right here in the middle, and there's a shower tucked over to the side. Now as we head further into the space, you can see it really opens up and you have a ton of these really extra comfy loungers. Now it's a little bit warmer in here. It's not super hot, but it's meant to be. And you can imagine going through the glaciers in Alaska or any of the incredible places that this ship sails, you have amazing views wrapped all the way around the back of the ship. On the far side there, you're gonna have a station where you have teas, waters, different infused waters as well too, if you wanna utilize that. And then as we wrap further along, you're gonna find more of these extra comfy loungers. All along the windows, you're gonna have these stone loungers. I love them. They're heated, once again, for your back. It's a perfect thing to have. You can sit here, read a book, look out at the incredible ocean views out the aft. And I think this has more of these loungers than I've ever seen on any other cruise ship before. And there's lots of little touches in here. All along the ceiling, you have these sparkling lights, so it looks like the night sky in here. Whether you're sitting in one of the comfy loungers there to look up or one of the hot loungers here, you can take advantage of that. Now this is a true thermal suite. There's lots of options for you to choose from. The first one is Snow Paradise. So it's a great thing for your immune system to go back and forth between the hot and the cold. In fact, it's something that they patented, or they do quite a bit, especially in the Nordic areas of Europe. Let me head inside and show you what that's all about. Now it is a snow room. It's snowy in there. You can see here, this is real snow. You can get it, you can rub it all over your body. That's something that you're gonna do like if maybe you're in a Finnish sauna. And let me step in here. It is icy, it is cold. You've got the window looking outside, but you got the snow on the ground, all on the wall. And you can go back and forth between the different options. This is so cool. I think we're gonna have a snowball fight. You ready, Taylor? Next up is the salt chamber. So in here, you can sit and relax. It's a little bit on the warm side there. You've got the Himalayan salt walls and in the middle there. So you can kind of breathe in and get that salt in there. Continuing along, you're gonna have the steam bath. So this is an aromatic steam bath, so you have a bit of aromatherapy. It's nice and warm. You're starting to see that you have several different circuits that you can work your way through. In addition to that, right around the corner, we're gonna have 2 more stops as well. So the first one is the traditional sauna. So it's a really nice large sauna here. You're gonna have a shower as you enter, so you can utilize that before and after. In here as well, you're gonna have that stadium style seating. So you've got 3 tiers that go all the way up and it wraps completely around. Once again, a really nice large space. Finishing up over here is the Sanarium. So this is a traditional sauna with a little bit of moisture. So it's nothing like a steam room, but you're gonna get a combination of the sauna and a little bit of moisture there. So you can see you can work your way here, go from the Sanarium to the sauna itself, the aromatic steam bath, the salt bath, and the snow room as well. Move back and forth as you'd like, or you can just sit down, relax, read a book, and enjoy. Now the final space I wanted to point out is the tropical rain shower. So you've got the jets all the way up and down in there. You have a rainfall shower head up above. And then I love that they have an accessible shower in here as well. Once again, this entire space is fully accessible. Now we're inside the relaxation room. Now this is where you're gonna start your spa journey. You'll check in, you'll head over here where you can relax for just a bit. They might have a little bit of paperwork for you to fill out so your therapist can get to know you. But the whole idea behind this is getting in that Zen mindset so you can really get the most out of your treatment. And then you head over here afterwards and relax as well. You're gonna find some different waters, teas, and of course infused waters as well. We've got some oranges over there. It's that place where you can refresh once again before or after your treatment. Now we wanted to show you a few of the different treatment rooms. Now keep in mind they have a wide variety of treatments to choose from. You can have my favorite, which is the hot stone massage, a bamboo massage, deep tissue, Swedish, whatever it is that you're looking for, they can accommodate you. Now this is one of the couples treatment rooms. You can imagine a nice romantic massage for 2. They also have a double jacuzzi hot tub over there on the side. You can take advantage of the amazing ocean views. And then you've got a full shower in here with the rainforest shower head as well. So in here you'll find one of the single treatment rooms. Once again, you can take advantage of a wide variety of different massages, facials. They have a full bio and medi spa experience here on board if you want to take advantage of those services. This entire spa, whether it's the treatment rooms, the thermal suite, or the salon, it rivals some of the best at land, and I think it's truly one of the best in the entire industry. Now, I did want to point out that the accessibility extends to the treatment rooms themselves. So this has a wider door for accessibility, a much larger shower here as well, and plenty of room to turn around. But what you're going to find is any of those treatments that you can get in any of the other rooms is perfect for here as well. Just make sure that you request it. Now, one relatively new treatment here on board Norwegian is the quartz therapy. The idea is that you can lay in there, you're going to be encompassed in it, and you have all these little bits of quartz to tie into the earth element. They're going to tie into all the different elements throughout the treatments here. You got little bits of quartz and, well, you can salt it up a little bit too. Next up is the Pulse Fitness Center. So this is a complimentary option. They have a wide variety of equipment here. We'll start with the different aerobic equipment. You've got different ellipticals here, and then you're gonna have treadmills lining all the way down, looking out at the incredible ocean views. Just behind, you've got more ellipticals here. Continuing along, you've got a couple more, and then you're gonna have the rowing machines. I love the diversity of options that they have here. Now on the far side, you're gonna find all the different circuit equipment. So you can do a full circuit in here, work your arms, legs, abs, though I usually work my ab at the buffet, I won't lie. But you've got a lot of that. You've got the free weights over on the far side, the different medicine balls. You've got the kettlebells as well too, and a wide variety of different barbells to choose from. Now, as we continue along, you're gonna have more aerobics. So you've got a ton more treadmills. So the treadmills are gonna be once again on either side here. And then you have the Smith machine, a very diverse one. You can do all kinds of different lifts. And then you have more of those circuit equipment wrapped all the way around the side, wrapping it up with the leg press. Now, in addition to that, they're gonna have a couple rooms set aside. Now, keep in mind, they have personal training that you can purchase if you'd like. You also can take advantage of the different classes. Let me take you into the spin room. Now, if you love to do spin at home or you want to try it for the first time, this is the perfect spot for that. You've got the stage up front where you're going to find the instructor. You've got the TV because all of these are all linked together. You can see who is winning, right? A little bit of competition goes a long way. They're going to keep you motivated no matter what you're looking for. You're going to have all the different spin cycles around here. And then they also have the shoes for you to utilize throughout your time. Now, it does come at additional cost and you're going to want to sign up for those classes ahead of time. Next up is the Fight Club and TRX room. So once again, these do come at an additional cost for the training sessions. They've got all the TRX equipment. You see some of it set up here. They also have the punching bags down there. You've got more on the side, the different kettlebells, and then you also have another large flat panel TV. Now they use this for all kinds of different aerobics. They also use it for yoga in here as well. You've got the yoga mats and the foam rollers. In fact, I use that all the time. I like to use the foam roller for my back, and I love that I can come up here and utilize it anytime I like for no additional cost. They're also going to have the different medicine balls in here for you to utilize. And once again, those incredible ocean views while you work out. Now, when Norwegian designed the Bliss, it was designed specifically for Alaska, the Panama Canal, all the areas that it visits. And they did something unique that nobody else does. They actually lowered the total room count so that they could expand some incredible public spaces. And this is the key one. This is the observation lounge. So we're on deck 15 forward, and what you're going to have is a giant horseshoe that wraps all the way around the front of the ship. Just above us is the Garden Cafe for point of reference. But what you're going to have is some of the most incredible and beautiful scenery in the entire world on the cruises that they visit. And from here, you can see that all the decor and the space matches up with that. So you're going to have lots of different segmented areas as we walk forward. You've got these nice large couches with chaise loungers. You've got 2 chairs here on the side. You've got the larger spaces where you can sit with a group. It's that perfect spot if you're traveling with a group, if you want to meet up. And one great feature about this is that they're also going to have continental breakfast. They'll have light bites throughout the day here as well. And you've got a full beverage station so you can get coffee, tea, and different juices. Now, as we continue to head forward, on some of the older ships, this space is actually room. So it's a huge, huge concession to lower the room count, and it really does improve the entire experience. So as we continue through here, what you're seeing is this is very much like a living room. It's like your own private living room at home. You can see the beautiful decor that you'll see throughout the rest of the ship matches up in here. You've got more of these different seating areas. You've got the beautiful chaise loungers that look out at the incredible ocean views. And then also tucked further back, you're going to have other small seating areas as well. So if you are hosting a group here on board, they can cordon off a space for this for a different event if you'd like. But like I said, when you're going through the glaciers, there's nothing quite like this on any other ship. Now, as we head further forward, you're going to see more of the seating areas, and we've been walking for a while, which gives you a really good glimpse at how large this space is. We're just heading past one of the restrooms, so they have restrooms on either side. You don't have to leave the space to utilize that. And then as we continue forward, we're getting to the very front of the ship. On the sides here, you're going to find more of that living room lounge style seating. So you've got the couches, you've got love seats, you've got chairs, chaise loungers. And then at the very front, as soon as I get to this spot, I can see those incredible 2-story ocean views. So just for point of reference, as I mentioned, the Garden Cafe is above this. Above that is the Haven, where you have that incredible 2-story space as well. But for every single guest to be able to utilize an amazing space like this, I was completely blown away the first time I saw this, and each and every time I've been back on board the ship. Now here in the front, you're going to have the bar. Now it's a large full bar here. You can take advantage of that beverage package as you'd like. You're also going to have an area tucked around the side where you have more buffets. So it's got a fruit set up right now, but continental breakfast during the morning. And then as you progress throughout the day, they'll have more light bites, and that's going to continue around to the other side. Now I'm going to head up a slight ramp here, so it is fully accessible. And once we get to the front of the ship, this is where everything opens up and the amazing views can be seen out the front of the ship. So on either side, you're going to have a nice large sectional sofa. It's a perfect place to meet up with a group of friends. All along the very front, you're going to have these beautiful chaise loungers looking out and taking advantage of those incredible views. And then you have more seating areas wrapped around. You can see you have the bar seating over here where you've got the cocktail tables. They also have the stage here in the middle. So right now it's set up with the piano. They'll bring in a full band here so they can do music throughout the day, later in the evening as well. But what it's all about is this incredible amount of light and these beautiful ocean views. Oftentimes you'll find my wife hiding out here doing some sewing. This is a perfect spot for that because you have all of that amazing light. From here you can see those chaise loungers that look out the front, and then more of the sofa areas. And then we're going to wrap right around and head back down the ramp. But what you can see from this observation lounge is Norwegian has gone all in with their product, taking it to the highest level possible by removing rooms and having more public space, and not just any public space, some of the most beautiful public spaces in the entire industry, whether you're talking about ultra luxury all the way down to the premium market. So now we're inside the studio lounge, and I love the concept of what Norwegian's done here. So they have all the studio rooms that are connected. There's a stairway that's on the far side that'll take you up a floor, down a floor, and then right outside here are the rest of the studio rooms. And they've dedicated an enormous amount of space to solo travelers. It's a group that has been generally left out of cruising for so long, where usually you have to pay double. And I love the idea that you also have a social space to gather together. That's what this lounge is all about. So in here, you're gonna have this wine station. You've got different kinds of fruits, and they'll have canapes and things that they'll sort out throughout the entire cruise. They'll mix and match as you go. You also have a complimentary espresso and cappuccino maker, so you can utilize that anytime you'd like. You got some orange juice and water over there as well. So you can come down here, grab a snack anytime, and then basically this is your living room. So it's an extended area of space here. They're gonna have games, they'll have social gatherings and different things set up. In fact, they have a host that'll take care of that as well too. So if you're traveling solo, you may wanna check out this specific room category just because of all the extra amenities that come with it. Now I wanted to point out a quick tip. Now the studio lounge is on deck 11. Right here is where you can access the stairs down to deck 10 or up to deck 12. I recommend that you pick one on deck 11 because you can head right out here. Now, if you don't want to utilize the stairs, what you have to do is you have to go back to the elevator bank up or down to access this. So once again, my favorite place is deck 11 to book the studio room. So now we're inside Food Republic. It's one of the specialty restaurants here on board. Now it's a continuation of the waterfront. So this part of the restaurant here is actually in front of the waterfront area. You've got the beautiful views up above, so you've got that sunlight coming in, wraparound views all the way around, and then you also have a really cool bar there. So you're gonna have a combination of high top seating and low top seating. And what it really is it's an Asian fusion restaurant. So if you love sushi as much as I do, you've got a full sushi bar right here. You've got all your different rolls that you can choose from, sushi, sashimi, and then as you continue along, you're gonna find Grill Republic over here. So this is where you're gonna have all kinds of different grilled meats. They've got some Peruvian options that are really fantastic. And before we go further, I just wanted to point out that you're gonna have an iPad at each and every single table. So you actually swipe your card here. You can use one of your specialty dining benefits, or if you buy a package that expands it, you can utilize that as well. Or you can purchase a la carte, but you're gonna do all your ordering right on the iPad. You're gonna have servers in here as well. They have a full bar in addition. So you've got more high top seating in the middle here. You've got the seating along the bar here, and then more seating along the bar in the back as well. But if you love Asian food, classic or a new twist on it, I definitely recommend that you check out Food Republic. Next on tap is the District Brew House. So in here, you're gonna find all kinds of different craft brews. They've got a ton on tap over on the far side there. They of course also have a full bar, and they have a ton of options by bottle as well. So this is on the other side from Food Republic, so it too extends to where the waterfront would be. So you're gonna have that light that comes in. In fact, my wife loves to use this as a sewing room during the day. It's usually a very relaxed area during the day here. And then later in the evening, it turns into more of a nightclub venue. So you've got the piano right there. In fact, I got to see one of my all-time favorites, Jim Badger, playing there when the ship was doing its inaugural. And you can see as we head back, you've got more seating. So you've got these couches and chairs. You can cozy up if your tables of 2 or 4 with larger groups. And then on the far side, you're gonna have TVs all the way around. You're also gonna have different games that you can play in here. So you can borrow them from the bartender. They also have these little ping pong games as well. But what this is really all about is it's a new age modern bar. It's really meant to emulate a craft beer bar at home. Ooh, I'm not gonna be thirsty after this game. A lot of fun though. So now we're gonna check out a couple more phenomenal venues. So to my right here, you're gonna have Cellars. So this is a wine bar. It partners with Robert Mondavi Winery. You can do full wine tastings in here. They've got an entire wall of wine there as well. You've got another one just inside. So you've got the iPads once again where you can learn about the wines. You can pick the exact ones that you'd like. And just behind it is La Cucina. Now we'll take you in there in just a second. But before we do, I wanted to point out the Cavern Club. So they call it the most famous club in the world. If you are a Beatles fan, you are gonna be in absolute heaven while you're here on board. So the Cavern Club is originally in Liverpool. In fact, they're still there and they still put on some incredible shows. Now the Cavern Club at sea is gonna be a Beatles tribute band. They will use this for a couple different other bands and showcases and things like that. But 3 times throughout the cruise, or in fact, they'll do it more than 3 times, but they'll do 3 distinct shows, which is essentially the Beatles album collection as they progressed through. So in here, you've got all the low top tables with cocktail tables in the middle, chairs. You see them lined all the way around the stage. Now, right up here on the stage, they're going to absolutely rock out. What I love is that this venue is really small and it gets hopping. Now, keep in mind, it is first come, first serve, so if you want to take advantage of it, you're going to want to get here early for each and every show that you want to participate in. They've got some great decor in the background there, and then as they continue further along, you can see all the lighting rigs up above me, and over towards the bar, they're going to have the high top pub style tables. So you've got the full bar over there. They've got a tap as well. You're gonna love it. Once again, I love the live music and entertainment that they have here on board. This particular one is my personal favorite. I love the Beatles and I love all the nostalgia and of course, the quality of the musicians. Now I mentioned how much I love the Cavern Club inside. I also love the external bar that they have. So you've got a nice large L-shaped bar here. The bartenders are gonna make some incredible drinks for you. You've got the tap right there. So you can sit all along the bar, but it's also an extension of the Cavern Club itself. So you're gonna have more bar style seating. You've got high top chairs here. You've got low tops as well. So this is gonna be open at times when the Cavern Club may not be. It's a great place to grab a drink any time of the day. Just after the Cavern Club, you'll find Malting's Whiskey Bar. Now, if you love whiskey, you have a ton of options to choose from. Whether it's Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey, American whiskey, they've got a wide variety of bourbons as well. There are a ton of options here, and the bartenders know how to utilize them. They have all of your favorite mixology style drinks. You can also have a classic or just have it straight up if you prefer, but you have a lot of options to choose from. Now there's a really nice seating area here at Malting's. It's very much like a living room or a den at home. So you've got chairs here, 2, 4 set up, so you can have a little more intimate spaces as well. And continuation of the space is the humidor. So if you love to have a cigar with your whiskey or standalone, you can have that in here, and they have a wide variety to choose from. You've got the humidor right here, just in front of the humidor cigar lounge, so you can see different options to choose from as well. Now set just behind the wine bar, very fittingly, you're gonna find the Italian restaurant La Cucina. Now every single cruise ship that has a specialty restaurant always has Italian for a reason. It's everybody's favorite. You're gonna find all of your favorite pasta dishes. They have a phenomenal amount of antipasti as well. They even have pizza ovens to make some absolute delicious options. Now in the space itself, it goes all the way back there. It's one of the larger specialty restaurants. You've got booth style seating on the sides. You've got tables for 2 or 4. And then on the front of the bar there, I love that they have an open kitchen concept in here. So if you love Italian food, you're sure to find many, many things that you love here. This is one of the most popular options on board. Now I want to take you outside for a very, very special touch. Now, in addition to that beautiful indoor seating, you have some incredible outdoor seating options as well. Norwegian has hit it out of the park with the waterfront, and I love the fact that you can choose to dine outside if you'd like. You see a continuation where you have more tables for 2, 4, or they can put them together for larger groups, but I love the ones right along the railing here so you can take advantage of the incredible ocean views. Now, if you're sailing in the Caribbean, this is that perfect place to have a nice warm dinner in the evening. If you're sailing in Alaska, you can also take advantage of this as well. They've got heaters all the way around up top, and it's one of the most popular options. In fact, if you want to dine outside, you want to make sure and request that. Now, if you're looking for a bar where you're gonna have some Caribbean flair and a lot of fun going on, you definitely wanna check out Sugarcane Mojito Bar. So it's a nice sized bar here right on the atrium. You're gonna have a wide variety of mojitos to choose from. They've got all your favorite rums. In fact, it takes me right back to a trip to Cuba that Taylor and I hosted just a few years ago. We learned to make some incredible mojitos there. And I gotta say, the bartenders do an amazing job. So you're gonna have a variety of seating. You've got the booth style seating on the side there. You've got lower top tables here and then more booths over in the corner. And then right in the middle, you're gonna have a stage. So they'll have live music here each and every single evening. Definitely recommend that you check it out. And like so many wonderful venues here on Deck 8, you've got an indoor and an outside. Let's head on out. So now we're at the outside bar of the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. You're gonna have that continuation of that fantastic Caribbean flair. They have a lot of fun and, well, they've got a lot of mint as well. So on the other side, you're gonna have a continuation of more lounge style seating. So they have these really nice large couches. They're basically sectionals that are put together. So here you can fit about 10 people. It's a perfect place to meet up with a group. You can sit and have a drink as well. They provide bar service all the way along. Now, just for point of reference, behind us there is all of the different shopping options. So I love that they've extended this waterfront outside. Now, the waterfront is a concept that really debuted on the Norwegian Breakaway. And what I have to say is if they do something incredibly well, everybody's gonna try to copy it. We're starting to see that in the industry. A lot of people are trying to replicate it and nobody does it quite like NCL. So you can see you've got all the lounge style seating. We're gonna head around and that's gonna continue along. Now what's so special about this is that you have this outdoor space here on deck 8. So you've got lounge space galore. If you're cruising in Alaska, this is that perfect place to sit and take in those incredible glacier views. You're gonna have heaters up above, so it's nice and, well, warm and relaxed here. They'll even bring blankets to you if you'd like. You can cozy up and take advantage of those incredible views. Now, if you're in the Caribbean, Mexican Riviera, Panama Canal, you can imagine this is another phenomenal place to have those nice, warm ocean breezes. Being outside on a cruise ship, to me, is what it's really all about. They have incredible indoor venues here, but to be able to have that mix of inside and outside, it really sets the Norwegian Bliss and all the Norwegian ships apart. So you can tell we've been walking for quite a while. The first restaurant that we started just in front of was La Cucina, and then we got to Sugarcane Mojito Bar. And then as we continue along, you're gonna have lounge space all the way around. Now, all the restaurants here on deck 8, they're gonna have indoor and outdoor seating. Let's check another one out. Now, most of the indoor venues that you're gonna find here on board are on decks 6, 7, and 8. In fact, they call it 6, 7, and 8 place, and we're right here in the middle on the top of deck 8. You can see the top of that incredible chandelier. It does change colors. It's a really, really cool illusion. And that opens up all the way down. You see deck 7 where the casino is below, and all the way down to deck 6 where the social, comedy, and nightclub is. Now we're gonna check out another one of the incredibly popular specialty dining restaurants, Ocean Blue. So this is a seafood restaurant. When I say seafood, they have some incredible choices. All your favorite lobster, fish, they have different takes on it as well. So it's more of a modern fusion seafood with several classics that you're sure to love. Now, this is one of those restaurants that always fills up. In fact, I think a lot of people believe that you get the most for your money out of the specialty dining package here at Ocean Blue. So you're definitely gonna wanna pre-reserve it or reserve it as soon as you get on board. Now you can see it's a pretty large restaurant here. You've got those booth style seatings along the wall there, more in the back, and then you've got tables for 2 and 4. It's really modern, beautiful furniture that they'll have throughout. And then as you continue along, you have some booths for larger groups here, one and then another one over to the side. And then around the side here, they have more booths where you can put it together for a table for 8, or you can have 2 sets of 4. Now let's head on outside because like the other restaurants here on the waterfront, they've got some phenomenal outdoor seating as well. Now for me, if you're gonna have seafood, what better place to enjoy it than looking out at the ocean? So you can dine out here. You can see there's not a ton of space out here. So if you wanna request that, make sure you do it right away. You've got mostly tables for 2, but they can put them together to have tables for 4 as well. Once again, you've got the waterfront on the far side, so you can get those incredible ocean views and of course, the beautiful ocean air. Now on deck 8, you're gonna find a ton of retail options. You got trade winds, tax, and duty free behind me. You got a high-end store here where they can have all of your favorite watches and jewelry. They also have sunglasses and things like that. And then as we continue to head on further down, you're gonna really expand all the retail options. They also have a photo shop down there, so if maybe you left a memory card at home or you need to get more because you're making so many incredible memories, you can do that there. Batteries, cameras, they have different kinds of perfumes, cosmetics, clothing items, and then of course they have liquor and tobacco. Now all of this is gonna be duty free, so it's the perfect place to stock up. It's gonna be Christmas here in just a few days, so maybe it's the perfect Christmas present for somebody at home as well. Now, if you're looking for a sweet treat just in front of Los Lobos, you're gonna find Dolce Gelato. So now that is an extra cost, but it's like bellying up to your favorite gelato bar in Italy. They've got quite a few options to choose from today. They've got mango sorbet, caramel, pistachio, stracciatella, chocolate, ooh, I love me some chocolate, white chocolate raspberry, vanilla, and strawberry. So they're gonna mix and match those throughout. And then just inside, you're gonna find the bake shop as well, where they have different kinds of cupcakes and all kinds of delectable treats. Next up is probably the all-time classic specialty dining venue here on Norwegian, and that's Cagney's Steakhouse. So here you'll see the outdoor seating area. They're all tables for 4. They can separate apart to 2 as well, but you can dine out here. They've got the heaters up above. Now I want to take you inside. Now if you've ever cruised on Norwegian before, you've probably dined at Cagney's. So let me take you inside and you'll see that it's pretty familiar. So the first spot that we're going to encounter is the kitchen. It's an open kitchen concept, and I love the idea that as soon as you walk in the restaurant, all of those phenomenal ribeyes, that's my all-time favorite, that are grilling up here, you're gonna get that intoxicating smell, and you can kind of have that interactive dining experience because you're gonna see them cooking your meal. Now, Cagney's truly is an unapologetic steakhouse. They have all of the classic steakhouse starters. They've got some of the best desserts in the entire ship. They're absolutely delicious. But for me, it's really all about the main event, which is those absolutely delicious steaks. Now, keep in mind, you can take advantage of your dining package, or you can purchase a la carte. You can also buy an expanded dining package as well. So this is a great spot to see how it really opens up. So you've got seating all the way around. You've got a large table there set up for 10. You've got tables for 2 and 4. You've got that continuation of the beautiful modern decor. And then as we continue along, one of the great things about this particular restaurant is that they do have tables that look out the aft of the ship. That's my happy place, the aft of the ship. And you can actually walk outside and around on this particular deck. But I just wanted to show you a little bit more about the steakhouse itself. Now we're going to take you down there in just a bit, but the Manhattan Room restaurant is just down below. These are big windows that open up down, and you can really see how that restaurant is 2 stories up. Now let's head on out. Just outside of Cagney's, you'll find the A-list bar. So it sits right between Cagney's and Los Lobos. It's that perfect place for a pre-dinner or post-dinner cocktail. You're gonna have the full bar set up here in just a bit. It's a really nice large bar as well. On the back side, you actually see a continuation of Cagney's. Those are Cagney's tastes as well. Now let's head into Los Lobos. Now Los Lobos is a fantastic Mexican option. You can start off with that guacamole prepared table side, the molcajete style. They have some amazing different tacos, including my favorite, al pastor. And then you're gonna have a wide variety of options. So you've got salads, you've got that tortilla soup, enchiladas, a lot of different taco options. And then of course, the main courses. I love the carne asada they have here, but the shrimp skewer makes me pretty happy as well. So if you love Mexican food, there's a wide variety to choose from. You can see the decor in here. You've got that classic Mexican. In fact, the ship's getting ready to head down to the Mexican Riviera, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Cabo San Lucas. This is a great option for that cruise or for any of them. So you see you have tables for 2, 4, a little bit larger as well. You've got that classic Mexican style glassware in here and that really beautiful modern decor. Once again, just like Cagney's, you're also going to have seating at the very, very back that can look out the aft of the ship and take advantage of those incredible views. Like with Cagney's, you have some great outdoor seating options as well. So these are all table for 4 all the way along outdoors here. You can see the windows right there. Those are going to look right into Los Lobos. This is a great concept here to see the waterfront. So you've got this walkway around. I love the idea that you can walk all the way around the ship that way. And I actually wanted to take you back to the aft of the ship because the waterfront does continue all the way around the back. You can get some incredible views out here. And for me, it's where I go when I want to be super relaxed and soothed by the incredible views from the wake. In fact, I love the aft-facing havens and the balconies on this particular ship because you get all of those incredible views. They actually start just above here. So now we're in the aft of the ship. You can see you have all of the windows along here. So this is looking in at Los Lobos. And then on the other side, you're gonna have Cagney's, and right in the middle is the Manhattan Room. But I wanted to point out this really cool feature. So if you're afraid of heights, you may want to stay away from it, but they have these glass windows that look all the way down to the bottom of the ship, so you can get a view down there. It's a really cool angle to check out. And of course, now I'm at the aft of the ship, checking out the beautiful wake as we sail away from Los Angeles in just a few minutes. Now we're just inside the theater, and the Bliss has not just one incredible Broadway production show, but they have 2 that are complimentary and included with your time here on board. Now just outside is the box office. You're going to want to make sure and reserve that seating as soon as you get on board the ship. You can also do it ahead of time in some circumstances. It just depends, but it's one of those things you definitely don't want to miss out on. Now, Jersey Boys is an all-time classic. I grew up listening to Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. In fact, I remember my dad having an 8-track that was in the van we listened to over and over again, and I actually got to go to a Frankie Valli concert with him when I was a little guy and was absolutely blown away then. And then when we saw Jersey Boys for the first time on Broadway, we absolutely loved it, and they nailed it here on board. In addition to that, they also have Six. So this is an incredibly popular Broadway show. It's about the 6 wives of Henry VIII. That's kind of a job that I don't think I would have liked, starting out with Catherine of Aragon, working all the way through. But it's a really hip, cool musical. You're going to recognize a lot of the songs. And I love the idea that they have those 2 full Broadway style shows. Now you can see here it's a really large theater. You've got stadium style seating, and something that I really appreciate is there's even enough legroom for me. So in addition to those 2 shows that are incredible, you're also going to have different styles of entertainment in here. They might bring on guest entertainers, comedians. Of course, they do have the comedy club as well. well, but they'll also bring on lecturers and have some educational sessions here when you're cruising around the world. So if you love world-class entertainment, Norwegian has really stepped up their game, and you're gonna absolutely love Jersey Boys and Six. Next up is the local bar and grill. Now this is something that I love with NCL. I think they get it better than anybody in the industry. This is basically like your 24-hour diner. So you can come here for breakfast. They're gonna have a la carte breakfast here. You wanna grab pancakes, French toast, corned beef and hash is really good as well too. So you can start your day that way, or throughout the day the menu is gonna progress and it goes late into the evening. Now let me take you into the space here. So you'll see that it's set up very much like a diner. You're gonna have different booth seating on the sides here. You've got tables for 2, 4, 6. They can put them together for larger groups as well. And then it's gonna wrap around the corner where you have a little bit more seating. But once again, it's on demand, it's a la carte, and it's really, really fantastic. You might find me here at midnight, 1, 2 in the morning having wings after I had wings after dinner, because they're really, really good and they are complimentary. Now the space itself is really dynamic. It flows into the bar area. So it is the local bar and grill. Wrapped all the way around the top here, you're actually looking down at the atrium. So when they have different games on TV, they're playing interactive games down below, they have a band, you can sit up here with a drink or you can eat. You can see they have all the setups for food as well. And you can check out what's going on down below. Now we're gonna continue to wrap around to the corner here, and this is where you can see the bar. So the casino's further through, we'll get there in just a minute. But right here is the bar area. So they got a really nice bar, marble topped here. You've got the games on, so they've got TVs right here. You've got quite a few options on tap if you'd like. So you can take advantage of that beverage package. And as we continue along, this is more pub style seating. So you're gonna have the high top tables here. It's gonna have the same menu that you have over on the other side. So if you wanna sit down in more of a diner, you can do that there. If you wanna have kind of that bar, pub, restaurant combo, you can do that up here as well. Now as we continue further along, you can see you have more seating options here. You can see it wraps completely around where you can take advantage of the big screen TV down below and all the different activities that they have. Another great addition to the pub style restaurant is the arcade. So now these are an additional cost. You've got Mario Kart here, one of my all-time favorites. You got Deal or No Deal, some different ticket style games as well, including the Plucky Ducky. I love the idea that you always win. So if you scan it, you can go multiple times until you get the ducky. With little kids, that's really nice because they don't always get the whole concept of the claw game. Now another unique feature, now Norwegian debuted this on some of their earlier ships, I believe it was the Norwegian Pearl, but they have a small bowling alley, so you can play that here. They have the football game on in the far distance, so you've got a large screen TV. Let's see if I've got anything here. I got one. There we go, not so bad. Let's try that one more time, like Shaq shooting a free throw, right? That's gonna be my excuse here, but let's see. Strike, just saying. Just needed one warm up. Wrapped all the way around the atrium here on deck 7, you're gonna find the massive casino. They're gonna have all of your favorite games. They have a wide variety of slot machines, all the new digital machines as well. You've got the multi-variety, and then you're gonna have all your favorite table games. So right down the middle here, they've got Baccarat, 3-card poker, you've got Blackjack, Ultimate Hold'em, of course craps. You gotta have a craps table on a cruise ship. In fact, I learned how to play craps on a cruise ship right after my 21st birthday. On the other side, you're gonna have quite a few more table options, and as we continue further back, you're gonna have all of your favorite casino games, including my favorite, Wheel of Fortune. Now right here to my right is the high roller room, so if you're looking for some high limit gaming, looks like they've got Baccarat, they've got some Blackjack, and of course they'll set up just about anything that you like. Let's head a little bit further back. Now on the other side of the casino, you're gonna find the roulette table here. You're also gonna have Texas Hold'em in the corner. I love that it's a hand-dealt game. I've done pretty well here on board and love to head back and enjoy it. Now I wanna show you one of my favorite features that they've updated with this ship. So just behind me is the smoking section of the casino. Now because this casino is open to all the other decks, 6, 7, and 8, and several different dining venues, they've closed it off completely, and I think that that's great for everybody involved. I really appreciate that they've done that. Haven't had any complaints since they added that in. Now on the other side here is the Skyline bar. So you've got a continuation of the casino in here. You've got a full bar, so if you love to play different casino games at the bar, whether it's Keno or Blackjack, you can do that right here. And then all along the wall there, you're gonna see changing Skyline. So that's where the name comes from. You've got those beautiful screens there. They'll also use it for different events as well. You're gonna have some lounge style seating, and even on the other side, they're gonna have some little area for canapes because they'll have little snacks throughout the evening as well. At the very aft of deck 7 and actually continuing up on deck 8, you're going to find the Manhattan Room. Now this is the main complimentary restaurant here on board. We're going to take you to a couple more in just a minute. The menus are basically the same, but the reason you dine in here is to get that grand dining room feel. So you can see here it opens up 2 stories high. They've got a full stage at the far end. They use it for all kinds of different events. You've got all the lighting and everything around the sides as well. Now I did want to point out, if you're hosting a corporate event, this is a space that can actually be utilized for that. We even used it for a trade show once. But this is set up for the dining section now. So they'll do breakfast, lunch, and dinner depending on the day. Dinner every single evening here. You've got a wide variety to choose from. And what I love about dining on a cruise ship is that it really opens up lots of different options that you may want to try for the first time. They're going to have all of your favorite classics each and every single day: chicken, steak, salmon, things along those lines. But they're going to mix and match and have a different theme each evening in here, and there's going to be a ton of options to choose from. Now, you've probably heard me talk a lot about the food throughout this entire tour, but Norwegian has really stepped up their game. And for me, of the big 3 primary cruise lines, I think they have the best food, and they deliver very consistently. So once again, in here, you can have tables for 2, 4, all the way up to 10 or 12, depending on the size of your party. You've got booth-style seating along the wall there, and you also have the ability to sit in the back and look out and take in those incredible aft views. But this is just one of the several complimentary dining restaurants here on board. At the very front of deck 6, you're going to find Q. So you want to bring your cowboy hats, get dressed up, and have an incredible barbecue meal. Now this is another one of those specialty restaurants, and I love it for more than one reason. I love barbecue, and they deliver. I wasn't quite sure whether they were going to be able to. They actually have a real smoker here on board, so they can smoke that brisket and have all of your favorite appetizers, main dishes, and of course that peach cobbler for dessert is delectable. What you'll also see is that it's set up as an entertainment venue. So it's more than just a Western style barbecue restaurant. You can see from the decor, you've got all of that. In fact, they've got a Texas Longhorn flag over there. All my Texas fans will be excited about that. You've got high top tables all around the back. You've got low tops here, and then you're also gonna have booths down on the back side of the dance floor. Now on the dance floor in the middle there, you're gonna have quite a bit more seating as well. But later on in the evening, this turns into more of a country music bar. So you're gonna have a live band here. They've always been fantastic for all the cruises that I've been on. They usually have like a 4 or 5 piece band with singers. They do a great job. So if you love that classic country music, new country music, some classic rock, they'll mix all of that in. Now, if you're gonna have a country bar, you're gonna have to have the bar itself. That's right over here on the side. You can see all the chairs look a bit like saddles. You've got quite a few different options to choose from on tap. It's gonna have a full bar setup as well. Now, even if you don't dine in here, you can come in later in the evening. I think usually about 8:30, 9 o'clock, the band will get going. You can come down and just grab a drink and enjoy. Or of course, you can come in here and take advantage of the delicious barbecue. Now, before we head into the atrium, I wanted to point out these 2 kiosks here, because as soon as you get on board, if you haven't made dining reservations, show reservations, or activities, you can do it right here. So all you have to do is go up to the kiosk, you can select dining. It's gonna tell you what's available on different times, different days, and you can book it right there. Same thing with the different excursions and entertainment. Now here in the atrium, they'll be happy to help you at guest services and the shore excursions desk, but it's really nice to take advantage of these self-serve kiosks throughout the ship. Now, as we get into the atrium, what anchors it right in the middle here is the atrium bar. So it's a full bar setup here. You can take advantage of. It's open all the time. And right in the middle, you're gonna have this massive open space. So it opens up to the local up above. And this is truly a dynamic multi-use space. So you can see here it's set up with all the tables and chairs. You can sit and utilize the bar service. They'll put big games, maybe the Super Bowl, something like that, on the large screen here. They'll also do interactive game shows. So it's a lot of them that are family friendly. Later in the night, they may do karaoke or different options, but you've got a full stage up there, so they've got a piano, they'll put a band. Once again, they'll mix and match the different entertainment options, and once again, it's open to up above, so if you want to see what's going on down here, you can also see it from the local up above there. Now on the far side of the atrium, you're going to find the Internet Cafe. This is going to be busy the first day as everybody tries to figure out their different packages. Maybe you want to upgrade your internet, because when Norwegian says that they include internet as part of the perks, what you're going to get is some minutes. So you can use that, convert it to an unlimited package, or you can go with the minutes as you go. They have a couple computers set up here, these nice little nooks. You also have couches and chairs in the middle. It's kind of an extension of the atrium. But the desk back there is where they can answer any of your questions about getting online and using those services throughout the cruise. Now, on the other side of the atrium lobby, you're going to find Starbucks. Now, this was the very first Starbucks on any Norwegian ship. It's been so incredibly popular that they're adding it to every single ship in the fleet. Now, Starbucks is a popular brand to begin with anyways. A lot of people start their day with Starbucks at home, so it makes so much sense why they continue this on to the ship. And of course, this ship was christened in Seattle. It's based in Seattle when it heads up to Alaska, so you have that connection here as well. What you can see in the space is it looks exactly like your favorite neighborhood Starbucks. They've got all the different art on the side. You've got those beautiful ocean views that you're not going to find at most Starbucks at home. And then as I head around the corner, they have all the different merchandise, so you can stock up on that as well. You've got the different baked goods. Now, these do come at an additional cost. You've got the different chocolate milks and things down here as well. And then as we continue along, you can see you've got the espresso makers. They can make all your favorite macchiatos, frappuccinos, teas. Once again, this does come at an additional cost. Just keep that in mind. It's not included in the beverage package, but you can utilize gift cards from home if you'd like. So you can also earn your stars and all that fun. But what this is all about is having a true Starbucks coffee shop here on board the Norwegian Bliss. So we're going to head back into the atrium. I wanted to point out you have your cruise next desk here. This is where you can plan your next vacation. You can either book it while you're here on board, or you can purchase a certificate. When you get home, we can help you utilize that to basically get extra value. So the prices are going to be the same here, but what you're going to get is an extra onboard credit that you can only get through the cruise next desk. You're also going to get a double up feature. So basically you pay a lower price, you're going to get double the amount. Now keep in mind that you can purchase certificates that are for any stateroom or specifically for the Haven. They're also specific based on the length of the cruise, whether it's a shorter cruise or a longer cruise. Now, right here in the front is where you're going to find the guest services desk. So once again, first day, last day, it can get a little bit more crowded here. So I always recommend that you utilize this when there's less people in the space. You're gonna have the onboard credit desk where you can take advantage of any questions that you have on onboard credit or spending. And then as we continue to wrap around the side, you're gonna find the shore excursions desk. Now, I highly recommend that you purchase the shore excursions before you get here on board. Now, keep in mind, virtually everyone's gonna have that shore excursion discount. It's usually the equivalent to $25 per person per port for the first 2 passengers in the room. Now, they're experts, they can answer all your questions, but some excursions do sell out, especially in Alaska, like those helicopters, the flight scenes, those things that have limited space. You're definitely gonna wanna book those ahead of time. Now, forward of the atrium on the starboard side, you're gonna find Perspectives Photography Studio. So if you wanna do one of those formal sittings, you can do that in there. That's really awesome because you usually have the family together, friends group, whoever it is, so that you can have that perfect photo opportunity. Now, in front of this, you're also gonna have the card room and library. I love that they still have a library here on board with real books. Seems to be disappearing more and more from cruise ships. They also have the card room in there if you wanna meet up with some friends, play some bridge or different board games, you can do that in there. And you're also going to have the meeting room. So Norwegian does a phenomenal job with conferences at sea. So if you're just hosting a small group or a much larger group, we can definitely assist you with that. And as you can see, the meeting rooms are pretty dynamic. They're set up where they can separate off into separate spots. And then there's other places around the ship that can be utilized for meetings as well. Now, if you have a sweet tooth like I do, you're sure to love Coco's. Now, this is an additional cost, just so you know that, but you're gonna have a wide variety of sweets to choose from. So you've got the crepe maker right here. Who doesn't love a crepe? I absolutely do. You've got the coffee machine back there where they can make different espresso drinks for you. They also have the milkshake station, but it's not just any milkshake station. In addition to those, you can choose from one of these cups. So you can see it's crusted with chocolate and sprinkles. This one has some gummy bears on there, and that one just looks like it's loaded with happiness. So they have several different options of gelato and ice cream that you can choose from here. They've got some baked treats as well. They're absolutely delicious. And just outside, they have that Willy Wonka chocolate fountain. So if you love sweets, you gotta stop by Coco's. Next up on the specialty dining options, you have Teppanyaki. Now this is also another one that is a huge fan favorite with Norwegian, and it's my family's personal favorite because what you get is dinner and a show. It's a fully interactive dinner. Who doesn't love fried rice? But you get to choose from different fish, shellfish, steak, and of course chicken as well. They're gonna mix and match, make all kind of vegetables, and basically make your dinner into a show. Now there's quite a few of these. It's a huge space in here. So you've got 4 on this side, you're gonna have 4 more on the other side, and then you have several more in the back corner. Now today is boarding day, and they're actually using this as the specialty restaurant sign up. So you've got all the different specialty menus lined up here. You can come in, of course, you can pre-reserve your dining, and I highly recommend it. If you're in the Haven, you can do that with the Haven concierge, and of course, we're happy to to assist with that. But if you haven't made those reservations, make sure as soon as you get on board, you come down and reserve them, because you want to get the exact time and restaurant location of your choice. So now we're inside Social Comedy Club and Nightclub. As the name says, it's a multi-use venue. So you can set up here, it's set up for a comedy show. Now they have first-class comedians here on board. They'll do different shows. Some are family friendly, some are adults only. Those are my personal favorite, and they run late into the night. Now you do need to pre-reserve that. In fact, today on boarding day, they're doing reservations for the different shows in here right here. You can also do the different entertainment options. You can also reserve those on the kiosks. Now right here in the middle is actually a dance floor. So when it's a disco, this is gonna be the dance floor. They do the silent disco, which is always a lot of fun. It's quiet in here. Everybody's got the headphones on. They're rocking out to their own thing. And then right up front is the stage. So that's the stage for when they have a live band for the disco or when they have a comedian in there. Now there's quite a bit of space. You've got a full bar along the wall here. They'll provide service throughout. You've got booth style seating wrapped all the way along the wall there. And I want to take you into two different rooms. So we're gonna head right around the corner. They've got all the furniture out here because it's set up right now for a show. But you've got this side room if you're looking for a place to hang out, get away with some friends, maybe during the nightclub. It's a little bit quieter in here to relax. And let me take you across to the other side as well. On the other side, you have another side room, and in here, the decor is absolutely stunning. In fact, to me, I've seen many cruise ships, hundreds of cruise ships, in fact. The decor on board this ship, this is just one example of it, is up there with all of the top luxury cruise lines in the world. So you've got these high chairs all around the side there. You can see the chairs that'll pull up so you can sit in small groups with your friends. It's kind of like a living room space. You've got beautiful decor in the bookshelves as well, and then some really funky chairs. Now I love this area right here where you've got the faux fireplace just behind it. Now for point of reference, you've got the stage just out to this side. Right out here is where you're gonna have a continuation of that booth style seating. They've got photos of all kinds of famous and favorite comedians across the time, like Charlie Chaplin's up there as well. And then over on the far side, you've got Gilda Radner. But whatever it is that you're looking for, whether you want a comedy that's gonna take you away from life, right? That's what vacation is all about. You can come in here, laugh your head off for 45 minutes to an hour. You can also come back later, get the nightclub vibe. Down on deck 6, you're gonna find two more complimentary dining venues, Taste and Savor, and right in the middle is Mix. So this is a great bar option. You can see it's set up beautifully. This is that perfect place to have a cocktail before dinner or after dinner with friends or family. So of course you could take advantage of the bar. They're gonna have a piano player out here as well. Now the menus are identical, so it doesn't matter which side that you go to. They just kind of split it up so that you have a couple different options to choose from. So right here is the host area as you're gonna head on in, and then I'm gonna take you in. Once again, another beautiful space here, and it's actually a really, really large space. So you can see you have booth style seating here, you've got booths on that side, you're gonna have tables and chairs all the way back for 2, 4, 6 larger groups, and then as you continue along, it actually is absolutely massive and heads all the way down. So in here, you're gonna find more of those classic dining options, very similar to what you're gonna find in the Manhattan room. You'll have your favorites every single day. I looked today, they had 9 different appetizers, all the favorites. They had 8 different entrees as well. They can accommodate just about any dietary you need that you have here or in the other restaurants. Whether it's gluten-free, vegetarian, or vegan, that's something that they can definitely take care of. Now, I mentioned this earlier, and I really, truly mean it. Norwegian has stepped up their food game in the last couple of years. Every meal that we had here on our last cruise on board was absolutely delicious. And whether you choose to go to specialty dining or complimentary, you're sure to find a great meal option. So now we're across the way at Taste, another one of the complimentary dining restaurants. Once again, they'll have breakfast in here sometimes, lunch sometimes, and dinner every single evening. Now, one of the questions we get a lot is what is for dinner? What kind of options they have? So I wanted to read these off just to give you an idea of the complimentary dining options that they have here for tonight. You've got Thai spring rolls with the sweet chili dip, creamy spinach and artichoke dip, I'm in, bruschetta, smoked salmon tartare, smoked mozzarella ravioli in lobster cream sauce, Scotch beef barley soup with brisket, pearl barley, carrots, and celery, creamy New England clam chowder, French onion soup with the Gruyere cheese and crouton on top, Cobb salad, Mediterranean grill vegetables, Caesar salad. So those are the appetizers there. Classic entrees that they're gonna have every single evening. You've got the grilled New York strip steak made to order, breaded floundered filet. You have herb-crusted rotisserie chicken, absolutely delicious. Shrimp fettuccine alfredo or fettuccine alfredo without shrimp. Carved whole roasted pork loin and 3 cheese baked ziti. So those are the classic options you can choose from every night. So today's featured entrees, you've got pepper crusted roast beef. So that's thinly sliced roast beef with a demi-glaze sauce, sun-dried tomato polenta and sauteed spinach, bacon and bourbon glazed chicken breast with buttered corn and roasted sweet potatoes, broiled Pacific hawk, which is a white fish. You're gonna have the shrimp pasta alla vodka, so love pasta, vodka pasta. So that's the vodka tomato cream sauce with Parmesan, vegetable pad thai with Thai rice noodles, Parmesan crusted pork chop. Now, I don't have the dessert menu. I'll get that to you just a little bit later, but those are just some of the complimentary options that you can choose from. And it's a sampling you can get each and every single day with no additional cost. Now, down on deck 5 is where you're gonna find all of the different kids spaces. Now, this is the Entourage Teen Club. It's for 13 to 17-year-olds. They can utilize the space throughout the cruise. And there's lots of fun to be had in here because we all know if every member of the family is engaged, having a great time, the entire family is going to enjoy it. So in the far corner, they've got air hockey. They've got quite a few different lounge spaces as well. So you've got the couch right here. Those will pull out so you can kind of mix and match different spaces as well. All along the far wall there, you're gonna have video game stations. You've got 2 chairs so you can play and have a little bit of competition. That's always a blast. You got a Ms. Pac-Man, one of those old school arcade games that's complimentary as well. And then over here, you've got table and chairs. They'll do different crafts and art options. So it's not just a one size fits all. They'll have a lot going on throughout the time here. And right here, the central feature is the dance club. So of course, the adults have plenty of spaces here on board. This is where the teens can go and have an incredible time. I was a middle school teacher for 10 years. I love the idea that they have this. It's very engaging. They've got the DJ booth over there where they can mix it. They've got the screen so they can also do movies in here as well. And then they've got all the different light features as well. Continuing along on deck 5, you're gonna find the Splash Academy. So this is for the kiddos that are age 3 to 12. Now it's gonna be segmented up inside. I'll take you in there in a second. But I wanted to point out, as soon as you arrive on board the ship, make sure you head down to check in. So if they're in the teen club, you wanna head there. If they're in the Splash Academy age group, you're gonna wanna head on down here. They're gonna make sure that the kids have their wristbands. It's gonna talk about their muster stations just in case of an emergency. But more than that, you're gonna have to check in and let them know who can pick them up. So in my last cruise, Taylor and his wife were authorized. My parents were authorized. Some of our friends were as well. So maybe we're at dinner and it's kind of the time to pick them up. Somebody else can come down and do that, but they're not going to release the kiddos to anybody that's not an official guardian. So this is the check-in station here. You've got gates right there that will be locked off. They'll only open them up. And after the first day, when you can have basically a tour of the space, this is gonna be just kids only. So let's head on through. You've got another set of gates here. And then as we head in, this is kind of where they can get ready to head in or out. You're gonna have several different sets of restrooms. I love that they're all inside here. So you've got girls and boys. You also have an accessible restroom right here as well. Now, as we head into the space, we're gonna head over to this right side here. This is more set up as a lounge. So what they'll do is throughout the time on board, they'll segment it off with different age groups, different styles of activities. So you've got some video game stations on the far wall there. And now we're gonna head into the main area. So as I mentioned, they can open it up, so it's a nice large space like this, but they can also separate it out. So this door would close off completely. In here, you've got different video game stations. They can play all kinds of fun games here in the middle. And then you're gonna have arts and crafts, science experiments, all kinds of fun to be had in here. So you've got the hand washing stations over the side. That goes great when you're doing those arts and crafts. And now we're gonna continue along to the other spaces. So you see here, you're gonna have another gateway right there. So you can head on in. Once again, different age groups. So this is some of the younger kiddos in here. You can see some of the art projects that are examples right there. It's so cool that they get to take those home with them. You're gonna have more art supplies in here. And then once again, a nice open space. So you got those little lounge areas tucked away. They're also gonna have a black light over there so they can do different fun activities. And then all along the wall here, once again, you're gonna have sporting activities. All that stuff is tucked away because they're gonna constantly keep them engaged. But more than that, they're gonna mix it up each and every day. Now, each evening, they're gonna do a theme. In fact, my daughter's favorite one, I think it was like when they were doing the circus animals. They also did a pirate one. They had an awesome time together. Now, what we're really doing here is we're transitioning into the next age group up. So as we head on in, you're gonna have the different couches, more video game stations, the chairs and tables set up for all the different arts and crafts and activities. And then as we head around the corner here, you're gonna find where they have all the bean bags, the fat boys over there, and then you're gonna have the different TV stations and video game stations as well. Now just through the doors here, you're gonna have the older kiddos that goes up to age 12. You got 2 more spaces in there. Once again, they're gonna have a movie station. They'll have different theme nights. Lots and lots of fun that's very engaging for kids of every age. Now the final of the dedicated kiddo spaces is guppies. So this is for the smallest ones, 36 months down to 6 months old. It's a drop-off area where, of course, they can take care of all the different details for your little ones. They'll read to them. There's a ton of toys, very interactive, where they can play. And they also are gonna have a nursery in there as well. Now, not every NCL ship has that. I love that they do. We started cruising with my daughter when she was 6 months old. And I think it's a perfect age, actually, to start cruising. You have everything you need on the ship at your disposal. They also have some fantastic options here in guppies. Next up is the arcade. Now, it's a pretty good size arcade. Keep in mind that you can purchase an arcade package if you'd like. So if you want to do quite a bit more, you would definitely want to look at that. But this is an additional cost, so make sure you talk to the kiddos about that. You've got the classics like air hockey here. You got skee ball in the back corner there. And as you continue along, you've got several different claw style games. I love this one because you get one every single time. With the claw game, sometimes that doesn't work that way. You've got a wide variety. So you've got more games over here, different kind of tickets where you can earn different prizes. You've got the different driving games here. So Cruise and Blast, that's one of those traditional car racing. Another one here, you've got Halo and a couple games that have the different guns. Over here is the skee ball I was talking about. I love the fact that they have basketball here. In fact, Taylor and I are gonna have a little competition a little later. Won't be much of a competition. I mean, Pop-A-Shot champion here, just saying. But what I love about this is, in addition to all the different other activities here on board, if you love video games, you can come down and really check it out and experience it. I just wanted to point out the ticket stations here. Once again, you can accumulate tickets, you can cash them in here, and then you can go get prizes by the front. Thank you so much for joining us here today on board the incredible Norwegian Bliss. This ship is absolutely beautiful, has incredible food, amazing entertainment, and it's sure to be the perfect option for you. Now we're right here in the Haven Courtyard, so when you're ready to book your next Haven suite or any room or suite here on board the Bliss, make sure you reach out to Harr Travel. We are your Norwegian cruise experts. We know the spaces inside and out. We have an amazing relationship with Norwegian, and we know that we can help craft the cruise vacation of a lifetime for you, your friends, family, or group at an incredible value, and get the Harr Travel signature service every step of the way. I don't know about you, but I'm having a good time. I'll see you later.